This sad case comes out of Chicago, Illinois, and Atlanta, Georgia. Thank you to Atlanta Street Interviews, who highlighted the injustice done to Jamiya and Jordan Bratcher, who are both 18 years old. Lyndon and Angelica Bratcher from Chicago, Illinois, have been foster parents to Jamiya and Jordan Bratcher since they were 4 years old. When Jamiya and Jordan turned 18 years old, their foster parents dropped them off in a shelter in Atlanta, Georgia. Their foster parents are from Chicago, and to celebrate the teen's birthday, they decide to drive over 700 miles, which equates to 11 hours driving time, and drop them off at a shelter where they do not know anyone. Jamiya stated in the Atlanta Street Interview, her parents asked where she would like to travel. She told them a few places, which included Atlanta, not knowing they were going to just drop her off permanently. This seems cruel to me. They dropped them off to fend for themselves. What about dinner, birthday party, gifts, or a sleepover for the teens to celebrate their birthday?
Next time, if you don't want to take care of kids, wear condoms. Like health class teaches you. If you don't know how to raise a child, and if you don't know how to pay child support, and if you don't like kids, use fucking condoms or get a vasectomy. Do that for a change. Instead of raising a child you don't even adore, you don't even like, the way they act, the way they talk, the way they look, my entire fucking life, get a vasectomy or even adopt another child. Instead of dropping a child off at a fucking homeless shelter because you don't want to look at them anymore. I'm sorry, I'm just getting very...
No, it's okay. You gotta let it out.
Yeah?
You gotta let it out.
Yeah.
You gotta let it out. If you could give any message to them, if they were to happen to come across this video on YouTube, and they were to happen to see you on this screen, what message do you have for them?
Just like, I would say, next time when a kid is struggling with schoolwork, help them out, because you never know, they might actually be struggling. And let them hang out with friends more too, because if you isolate them from friends for your entire life, they get antisocial, and for you to tell me to keep secrets like these for the past few years of my life, that's not great. So
what type of secrets?
Like not being able to hang out with friends, not being able to get help when I need it from teachers, and I have to do schoolwork on my own, and being called retarded for my entire freaking life.
Who called you that?
My parents. And then them saying that I was faking for my entire life, and I was like, bruh, if you didn't like this type of child, why the would you get them? If you prefer another child instead of me, just flat out say it. Just say it. I know you don't like me, but for you to just take me in for child support and drop me off at a homeless shelter, that's not cool.
Again, you drove through 3 states to drop the twins off at a homeless shelter. This is so mess up and evil. My heart broke for this young lady when she described everything she had to endure while living with this family. I do not understand how you could do this to any kid, let alone kids that you had since the age of 4. When I watched the Atlanta Street Interviews, it seems Jamiya could be mentally challenged and does not have the life skills to be on the streets. Jamiya stated she has been sexually violated many times, in addition to being harassed. Jamiya's brother Jordan also tells Atlanta Street Interview how he was abused by his foster parents.
They would whoop her, they would beat her, she gets some cold food for dinner, and then they force her to read super loud. And if she didn't read loud enough, they would beat her. If she read too low, they would beat her. It was just yeah. Yeah, they just come into the room with the belt and just start whacking you on the back and stuff. So I was like, alright. Because pretty much they were like, we don't care what you do because we already know you gonna get out and all of that stuff.
Well, get out what?
Like, they were like, we know y'all ain't affecting me, you affecting yourselves, because y'all be gonna get out at 18 regardless. Because we were known that from, like, kids and stuff like that. They didn't know it was gonna happen and all of that stuff.
So why do you think they adopted y'all?
Yeah, they left us home alone and stuff. In order for us not to do anything at home, we were like lay in bed, right? And we had on like full front clothes, right? But then they would take some safety pins and put it to the bed so we didn't move. And I was like, okay. And it was.
Wait.
Yeah.
Say what?
You know safety pins, like
yes.
those pins. Yeah.
Yes.
And then they would put it.
They would safety pin your clothes to the bed.
Yeah. And then we got into this car, drove for 14 hours down here. And then they were like, all right, we care about y'all. We just gonna pray for y'all, and we hope you make it. And then, yeah, they just left us at the gate. Like, it was I guess that was like a precedent. So it's like some sexually and all of that stuff. Because mainly, like, when I get into high school, they were like, you beating your meat or something like that, right? Like, as my friend said, you choking your chicken or something like
choking
that.
the chicken.
Yeah. So then, like, in the summer, they were like, you a pervert, yada yada yada, right? And then one time my mom just came in and she whipped me. I told her I wasn't drinking my meat and stuff like that, right? And they still didn't believe me, so she just kept beating me and stuff, right? And then she lifted me up, she threw me around a few times, and I was like, nah, I don't really care much. I wasn't doing anything in the first place. But yeah, she did that. So then she threw me against, I was in bump beds, and she pushed me against, like, you know, the what is it, stairs,
like
the ladder, the ladder. And then she grabbed my balls and then she squeezed them, and it hurt like crazy. So I was like, yeah. And then
did she ever do anything sexually to you?
Nah, it was just, I don't know. She really didn't like me, so yeah. And then, like, my friends called me a nickname at school, right? They're like Teddy and all of that stuff, and so they beat me for them calling me Teddy and all of that stuff. And then
why did they beat you for them calling you Teddy?
Because they were like, you want to change your name and all of that stuff. And I was like, it's just a nickname. And they got pissed off at it. And note that I don't understand why. Because, you know, you get nicknames all the time. So it was just
they beat you for having a nickname?
Yeah. But I don't understand why. But, yeah.
Well, it seems that Jamiya has been reported missing, going on 2 weeks. Her brother and the community are all worried about her. A few weeks ago, Jamiya went back to Chicago, Illinois to meet with her biological family. While she was visiting her biological family, she went missing, and no one has heard from her. It is alleged that a man in his 40s lured her back to Atlanta, Georgia. The police are involved and ask, if anyone know anything, please reach out to them immediately. I will continue to pray for Jamiya and Jordan. They will need counseling for what they have endured and continue to endure. Romans 12:12 state the following, be joyful in hope, patient in affliction, and faithful in prayer. And while Romans 15:4 states, for everything that was written in the past, was written to teach us, so that through the endurance taught in the scriptures and the encouragement they provide we might have hope. Therefore, I am going to remain hopeful that Jamiya is found safe.